Good morning and welcome to another edition of Capper Comparison Picks for Tuesday, March 3rd. If you are new to this show, it is where I take free picks and predictions off the internet from my favorite handicappers and sports writers, display them on this board so you can go ahead and make your own determination and place a bet or wager on one or all the games that I present to you. I do this not to make money or anything. I hope eventually, maybe a year from now, I will be paid to do this. But right now, I just do it. I love it. It's fun. I enjoy it. So let's get going. Yesterday's news, I went 0-3. Horrible day. Out of the 3 games I televised, or presented to you, I lost all of them my way. Duke demolished NC State 88-69. They definitely covered over 12.5. Lost that one. I had NC State staying within that 12. Baylor, they did beat Texas Tech, but they didn't cover the 8 points. So ATS, they didn't win. And I had them covering 8 points. The final score was 71-68 Baylor. Finally, Weber State, they were the favorite, supposed to be covering 5 at home to Idaho State, who are horrible. They have like a 2-11. Now it's a 3-11 on the road record because Idaho State beat them straight out 78-70, and that's yesterday's shitty old news. Let's get on with today's game and dirty this board so I can get to work. Hey, big guy. Come on, you gotta move right away. Go on. Get. All right. Taking Maryland, we have winners and whiners. Benjamin Hayes, Doc Sports, Harley's Pundit. I'm just going to put Pundit for the Pick Dogs, Ronald Romanelli, also taking Maryland. Maryland's getting a 1.5. I'll just put the minus over here. So that Rutgers got it covered. We'll say a point. It says a 1.5. Damn, there's no room on here. 17-1. Rutgers is 17-1 at home. 17-1. That's awesome home record. And they are giving up 1.5. These are from last night's lines before I went to bed. Ron Romanelli, Pick Dogs, Mitch. So both Pick Dog guys are going with Maryland. And we need one more for a full cap or consensus, and it is Stat Salt is taking Maryland. That is a full capper consensus. I still haven't made a damn dance for this, but that'll have to do. Docs is saying over, and Stat Salt is saying under. That's up to you to decide. If it's split like that between cappers, I don't even mess with the total unless I get like 2 or 3 and I feel that way. Just like this, it's a full capper consensus, but you know what? I'm going against all the cappers because I'm a fan of the Scarlet Knights. My cousins go there, and their home record is 17-1. Maryland did beat them earlier this year, 56-51. That was February 4th. They beat them 56-51 in Maryland. But now Rutgers are at home. Rutgers are beasts at home. Mark my words, these guys are all wrong. The Rutgers are gonna win and cover 1.5 points on that game. Okay, that's 7 o'clock. These 7 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 9 o'clock. This morning I sat through a 35-minute Eric Arnold video to get basketball picks, and he didn't even, the whole video was about the history of coronavirus and Spanish flu and how they compare throughout. He has a degree in history from the Ohio State University. But anyway, so get to the end of the video after 30 minutes about learning all about the Spanish flu and the coronavirus and how his great grandmother died from the Spanish flu. He didn't even pick any of these games. He picked all the, his usual whatever game. There's like a, excuse me, there is a total of, let's see, 43 games on today's docket. He picked games like, he does like, some are okay, Ohio, Akron, Appalachian State, Louisiana Monroe. He does all those ones. He did not do any of these. He did some larger ones for later, which if I have another show, I'll show you, because I like to use his picks. And he doesn't go by Big E anymore because he's been losing. He's on a cold streak. So it's just Eric Arnold until he starts winning again, I guess. And he said that probably won't be until college basketball. Keep faith, Eric. You're okay. You're doing all right. Okay, moving on. Where was I? Michigan State. Penn State. Michigan State has to cover a point. So Penn State are home dogs. Well, not really. It's only a point, but Penn State's getting a point at home. And let's go. Picks and parlays. Chip Trimbles. I don't know. Chirimbus. Chip Trimbus from Picks and Parlays. Was it Pick Dogs Mitch? Sorry. Stat Salt. Philly Flash. And Sports Chat Place Andrew Jett are all taking Michigan State. It's not a full Capper consensus though, because winners and whiners, Bosan Akunpalu, I like him, is taking Penn State. Stat Salt is saying it's going to go under 142 and a hook. Now look at this game. Michigan State has 4 cappers picking them because they're this time of the season they're like unstoppable. But Penn State is great. They're 14-2 at home compared to 6-4 on the road. It's only a point. They can cover a basket at home in Happy Valley. I'm going against the capper majority, going with Bosan and taking Penn State. Yep, and you know what? If Penn State is getting juice if they're getting, I'm doing a money line. Run with it. Don't net any lines. Moving on. Syracuse, Boston College. Syracuse is laying 4.5 points. Man, I gotta start writing smaller or something. Laying 4.5. Okay. So Boston College is underdogs at home. They are getting 4.5. All right, taking Syracuse, we have winners and whiners. Chris Kubala, Stat Salt, Michael Garavanta. Doc Sports, Parlays Pundit, I do believe. Nope, I'm sorry. Doc's, it's Guy Grun. Hi, Guy. Pick Dogs, Ronald Romanelli. And finally, not a capper consensus, because scores and stats, it's so close too, because scores and stats is scoring the game 64-60 with the spread being 4.5. That means with the points, Boston College would actually be the winner. So they're, you know, by all rights, it is not a Capper consensus pick. Scores and stats has Boston College ATS. Stat Salt says over, and who's this saying under? PD, that must be, oh, Pick Dogs Ronald Romanelli. Pick Dogs is saying under. There you have that. Now, I'm going to go with the Cappers this time, because I'm a Capper, but I am also a fan of Syracuse, the closest Division I school. I think like the only major Division I school in New York. There's other D1 schools in New York, but when it comes to basketball, I think, or I'm sorry, when it comes to football, it's definitely Syracuse is the only one D1 school. There's other schools like Colgate, Cornell, but they're like, I don't know, D1 AA or something. They're not like Syracuse. You know, they're not the big athletic school of Syracuse. Moving on. The 9 o'clock game. I picked this Tennessee-Kentucky game. I pick all my games out of like which ones would I sit down and watch? Which ones would I have interest in watching? And I like Kentucky. I think I have them going deep in the tournament. I didn't put a futures bet or anything on them. I'm regretting the futures bet I put on Villanova and the one I put on Creighton because they both lost over the weekend. But it's gambling. Anyway, let's get back to it. Tennessee, the Volunteers, the only person picking them is the spread.com. And his name is Derek Patrick. Taking Kentucky, we have picks and parlays, Chip, Trimbles, I think. Pick Dogs, Mitch. I'm Mitch, and I do more picks than anyone on the internet, and he is absolutely right. He sure does. God bless him. Doc Sports. Who's that? Josh Stonewald. Docs, Josh, and finally, Stat Salt, Daniel Benjamin, Benjamin. And he's saying it's going to go over 131. So it's Tennessee Volunteers, Kentucky Wildcats game. Yeah, what's the spread? 9. Whew, that's a big number. Tennessee is getting 9 points. So, and I don't even know the road. I didn't write down the road record or the home record like I did the other teams. It's 4:30 in the morning. What do you want? I have to go to work. But I'm going to go with the Cappers on this. I'm going to take the Wildcats at home to cover 9 points. I don't like that, but I'm not running to the bank. I will put a wager on it, though. Probably toss, I don't know, $5, $10 or some stupid shit on it. There you have it. To recap, I went against the full Capper consensus, and I'm taking the Rutgers to lay 1.5 over Maryland. And I'm going against the majority of the Cappers, going with Bosan Akumpelu and taking Penn State. I'm putting that on the money line if Penn State is still getting the point at that time. Might go to a pick by the time that I place this bet. I'm taking Syracuse with the majority of the Cappers to beat Boston College and to lay 4.5 points. And finally, I'm riding with the majority of the Cappers and taking Kentucky to lay 9 points at home over the Vols. And I'm not taking any totals because they're all inconsistent. Over, under, 1 under, 1 over. So, like I said, unless I get 2 or more people agreeing on a total, I don't mess with it. I've learned in the past, that's like flipping a coin, 50-50, over or under, what's it going to be? So there you have it. Gather your info, place your bets, and cash those tickets. Good luck on everything. Thank you for watching. Come back this afternoon. I am going to do a hockey program. Yesterday in hockey I went perfect. They only had 2 games, but I did go perfect 2-0. I think today there's like 10 games in hockey. So after work, I will come back and I will have a 4-game hockey show for you. And hockey, I'm doing so much better than I am in basketball. But still, there you go. You know, full Kappa consensus, but I'm going against it. All right, have a great day and good luck.